What's up, everybody? Back on making something out of nothing videos with your boy Brett. Today I'm gonna make a little video. It's about dogs. Actually, I was kind of looking around on the internet today, and I saw a couple people made some dog videos, and it made me wonder why I don't make a cool dog video because I have some pretty cool dogs. Today I'm actually gonna talk about if you were to want a dog, what dog should you get? So, and how to take care of it. And from me and my brothers owning specifically pit bulls and breeding them and having them over the years, and just having my own and having dogs, you just accumulate experience over time. So this isn't professional advice, but it's going to be some sound experienced advice. So anybody who's experienced something more than like 10 to 100 times, in my book, you can learn stuff from. So that's how people learn. So let's start from the beginning. Number one, selecting a dog. So when you want to select a dog, you want to think about your living space. As you can kind of tell from this camera angle, I have a pretty decent sized living room. I'm not in an apartment. I do have a front and a backyard, and my front and backyard are sectioned off. So when you're thinking about your breed, if you live in a smaller house, you might want a smaller dog, something that's between 40 and under pounds. If you have a house and you have a good yard, but it's limited access, you might want to go from 40 to 65-ish pounds. Now, if you have a gigantic yard, they can run outside all day. You can build them a nice big tree house or whatever they want, a dog house, I mean. Then the sky's the limit. You get the big boys, and they need a lot of love too. So, number two, helping a dog shelter a rescue dog. Again, if you're looking for a dog, I suggest starting off looking for dogs at your nearest shelter, or maybe online. Somebody has a dog that they're leaving. I'll tell you a quick story about mine before I go into more. This is Buddy. Buddy. There's a good boy, huh? Yeah. That's my good boys, huh? Yes, he is. Yeah, he's a cute dog. Okay, that's my blue-nosed Buddy. And a little story about him. What's up, bub? A little story about him is when I got him, I was browsing around online, went to PetSmarts and places like that, but I didn't want to get a commercial dog. I did want to find something that at least had some shots and stuff. So I found this owner. He had a rehoming ad online, and I forget the website that I used, but it was through a website. And I reached out to him and I contacted him and I asked him what was the deal with Buddy. And he told me that the dog was great, was well behaved, had all of its shots, but he lived in a nice community, like a cul-de-sac subdivision. He was okay to have him there, but I guess the man had lost his job. He was reducing his home size, so he had to move to an apartment. So long story short, they don't allow bully breeds or pit bulls or whatever the case may be at apartments, at least where we live in Florida. So I told the guy I had my own place. It was a big yard. I had plenty of room for him, and that I was great with pit bulls. I've had them before. And he said, well, that was good because within the week he had to move and he was going to have to take him to a shelter. So Buddy has been my pride and joy. He helped me get over 2 dogs that had passed. And yeah, so definitely check out a shelter or rescue a dog. Third thing is selecting a name for your dog. Don't go around, get a name for your dog that doesn't suit their personality. You don't want to get a dog in one day and name them that same day. And because you don't want to name them Spunky and then he's a lazy couch potato. And again, you don't want to name him, Tiny if he's going to turn out to be 150 pounds, unless you like that. Another thing, when I got my dog's name, Buddy, his name actually originally was Bully, and I didn't like Bully. I guess it was on paperwork and everything from his vet's records, and so I went ahead and I switched it over to Buddy. And he responds the same because to a dog he hears Bully, Buddy, starts with a B, ends with the E. Human sound is what they pick up on, so he responds to it, no problems. Third thing about getting a dog is getting vaccines. I can't stress that enough. If you get a new dog, you get a new puppy, who knows where they came from, who knows what kind of breeders are out there. We've met other breeders, and some people just have, you know, a cage on top of dirt, and the dogs, they're getting parvo and they're getting stuff because they don't get let out of those cages a lot. You know, people just take care of them enough to get rid of dogs, sell puppies, and it's inhumane. I don't like it. I don't condone it, and that's why I'm making these videos for you. All of our dogs, very well kept, very well fed, lots of attention, lots of love, lots of treats, and vaccines. Vaccines are going to prevent your dog from getting some stuff that you do not want to watch them suffer. Parvo is one of the worst things you could watch a dog suffer from, so just take it into account before you go and buy a dog that may cost $200-300 to $1,000. You might want to put away $200 to $300. That's just for vaccines. That's not dog food. Also, under vaccines, I want to stress rabies and ticks and flea medication. That's also, it's not a vaccine, but there are vaccines you can get. Most of the time, you can get over-the-counter medications. Just keep them medicated. If you live in a place like I live in Florida, there is mosquitoes throughout the year. It doesn't matter if it's 20 degrees out, but you never get that far. It doesn't matter if it's 40 degrees out or anything. The mosquitoes are out. They will get your dogs. They will get you ticks. We don't have too many ticks around here, but up north where I used to live in Missouri, plenty of ticks up there. So again, repel those ticks, repel those fleas. Don't let the animals bite your dogs up. That's the leading cause of mange and unhealthiness and just bad look on the dog is no vaccines. Number 4, a good tip, I've learned this over years too, is microchip GPS or geotag your dog. The reason I'm going to tell you guys about this is because when I was like 19 or 20, I had a dog. His name was Oreo. It was a beautiful American Bulldog mix. Half white, half black, perfect Oreo swirls. Loved that dog. 6 months old, I was swimming in my pool, and our front gate was open. The dog used to like laying in the gate. Somebody baited him in a van with treats. The dog went for the treat, just a friendly dog, and got in the van. They took off. I never saw that dog again. I even jumped in my car, tried to drive, chase the van. It was gone. If I would have had the microchip on it, I would have been able to find it. Dogs, especially high-end dogs, dogs that you guys maybe want to purchase, Akitas or Mastiffs or Dalmatians or anything like that. Those dogs are very sought after, and people do steal them, as sad as that is. Let's get past all the technical stuff, and let's go on to toys and designated play space. Okay, I'm glad I'm bringing this one up now, and it's straight away. So toys, as you can tell right here in my living room, I don't have too many toys. There's a couple things that they can play with here or there, but for the most part, there's no toys in here because I don't want them thinking that this is where they can play. So I'm going to take you out back and I'll show you their play area real fast. Okay. First, here's my little dog door for them. Okay, here we go. I got a little outside porch area. He's got toys back here galore. Toys there. This was just an old lawnmower shoe. I didn't give this to him. He got that out from my front door. So let me get that off of the ground here. I don't want him thinking he can play with my shoes. And we got some rubber balls, stuffed animals. They love stuffed animals. They will rip the cotton out. Make sure they don't swallow the cotton. Once they realize they just rip it and throw it, then they have fun tearing up stuffed animals. They're cheap. You can get them at thrift stores, really cheap. Okay, another designated area for play / using potty is the backyard. And so every morning when I get home and I tell the dogs, come on dogs, let's go potty. You know, I come walking this way, they come out the door. There's my buddy, Brutus. And we come back out here and, you know, I just let the dogs do their business. And so out back they can go wherever they need to go. And I usually tell them, come on boys, let's go potty. Come on, boys, let's go potty. And they know what I'm talking about. And yeah, they'll go pee. All right. Brutus, he got his name because I browsed through a lot of good names for dogs, and as I was cruising through, I saw Brutus, I saw Achilles, I saw Anubis, and I just really liked the name Brutus, and it was a strong dog name, especially for my baby blue nose pit. So Brutus it was, and it fits him now because he is a strong boy. He loves to play. Ain't that right, Brutus boy? Ain't that right, my Brutus boys? Yeah. Come here, show him how cute you are. Here he is. Aw, there's Daddy. Aw, you stud muffins. Okay, I'm glad I'm pointing over there towards their food and water. I'm going to get to that in just a second. So that's covering their play space area, at least for my dogs. If you're going to get a dog and have a selected breed as far as something that's maybe in an apartment, I would definitely get something smaller like a French Bulldog or a Chihuahua, because they don't need as big of toys, and they don't need as much space. And the smaller the dog, they tend to feel safer in a big room with like a bed with plenty of pillows and blankets they can just curl up in, and that's fine. Big dogs, they're going to need big space to feel the same comfortness. Okay, we're going to go on to the next thing, number 6. When you get your puppy, there's going to be some basics you're going to have to learn. First thing you want them to learn is your name, and also to have a bond with the dog. So if you get a baby dog or you get a brand new dog, you're not going to just want to get it on Monday and be gone all week at work and then not have until next weekend to even interact with the dog. You're going to stress that dog out for that whole week that it doesn't know who you are or where it's at. So just like a newborn baby, take a week off. If you have a relative that's kind of usually always around the house, somebody that just likes to free loaf on the couch, just make them watch the dog. As long as somebody's there to comfort it in case it needs something, whines for a little food or, glass of little milk every now and again, ain't gonna hurt it. Somebody's there for the dog, and that'll help them to bond. But also as well, you need to be there so you can bond with the dog. And getting to know the dog's name. So once you select a name for your dog, you want to just do basic stuff by calling it, and when it comes to you, give it a treat. And I'll go over some of the treats that my dogs like to use whenever I call their names. Got some hip and joint stuff here, but mainly I got these mini milk bones, and they're for little puppies, but anybody could give dogs a bunch of treats and big ones, and they'll fill up super fast and be super full. I like to just give them small ones. You get more for your buck. They love to work for you, so they're more than happy to do tricks for the treats. And I got both of them staring at me right now, so let's go ahead and see if we can get some tricks for treats here. Alright, boys. The key to tricks for treats is just being repetitive about the treat, and you don't want to force them too much into the motion. You just want to gently guide them and let them know everything's okay. So, buddy, come here. Brutus, come here, boy. Come here, Brutus. You ready to earn some treats? Oh, he's already sitting over there. Okay, bud, sit. Paw. Other paw. No, that's not right. Sit. Paw. Other paw. Leg. Good boy. Where's my Brutus? Come here. Sit. Sit, Brutus. Paw. Good boy. Leg. Good boy. Good boy, buddy. Up. Good boys. Good boy. There it is. Brutus. Sit. Paw. Other paw. Other paw. Oh, it's good effort. Okay. Now, normally I don't give them rewards for doing it the wrong way, but he's just a puppy. You gotta remember, people learn, and it takes incentives. So the more treats I do with him, the more repetition I do with him, the more and better he'll learn. He learned and picked up a lot from Buddy, because he's a good example. He's ready to earn, so he'll sit, he'll give 2 paws, he'll lay, he'll jump, no problem. He'll even sit and stay. The puppy, on the other hand, he's going to take a couple more days, a couple more weeks, and some individual sessions. So there's some times where I'll kick Buddy out of the back door and I'll close the doggy door. And at first he might feel separated and segregated a little bit, and he'll be nervous. So I just got to come in here, turn on some TV, let 10-15 minutes go by, and then it's training time. Then I can sit him, turn off the TV. Hey buddy, notice him, sit him down, paw, and he'll do it so perfect you won't have a problem. So I hope those tips help as far as getting treats and toys for your dogs and getting them trained up and not having them be too rough about it. Oh, before I forget too, while I'm on that subject of play space, restroom space, I know I went over that. I feel like if you're in an apartment, you need to know this as well. It may be healthy to take your dog out for walks regularly. You don't really want to miss a day, but you also don't want to go the same route. Now, dogs do love routine, don't get me wrong, but if you think about a dog, they're pack animals. So like a wolf pack, dogs were bred from wolves, so they want to be in a herd of dogs. They smell dogs around the neighborhood. They want to kind of go and at least get to see who they are. Maybe smell them through the fence or something like that, or just on a daily walk. Maybe they can walk by some other dogs or squirrels and interact with things in the world. Remember, they're brand new. They're a clean slate, like an elementary kid. You got to take them on field trips. You got to get them out. You got to get them exposed to the world. They know that there's more to this world. If you weren't here and there was a post-apocalypse going on, that dog would have free range. He would not be staying in a 120 foot by 120 foot yard or an apartment. He's going to be going wherever he wants in the whole world, grouping up with bigger dogs and going into a pack. So socializing your dogs, getting them out, take them to a dog park, take them to any park. As long as you clean up after them, perfect. And also the restroom area, and I want to go over this, their play space and their resting or sleeping, napping space should be different. Okay, I see a lot of times people are playing in the living room. The dog's crate is also in the living room, and I like crate training, but it's in the same place as their play space. And people, when you leave your dogs for long periods on end and you give them a bunch of water and they have to use the bathroom, there's no place out of your apartment, it's not a good idea to have them in the crate using the bathroom in the same place that they're going to play at, because chances are, if that's your living room, that's the same place that you're getting mad at them for using the restroom there. So definitely make them have a scheduled restroom break. When I get home in the morning, let's go to the bathroom, take care of business, come in, then they can eat. My dogs have access to go back outside. If I didn't have that feature, I would probably let them eat first when I first got home, make their food, wait 10 to 15 minutes till they're full, then walk them, then take them out. That gives them a chance to alleviate stuff and digest stuff just like us. And also regulating their food will help you to know when they have to go, and their water will help you when they're going to go number 2, because bodies won't expel number 2 until they drink some water. So until your dog's hydrated enough to let loose of the solids, the body will hold on to it, including the dog. So that's just a little tip for you guys. And to go over that, I'm going to show you, this is the play space. Okay? Don't laugh now. This is their resting space. Okay? Hey, Zelda. Hey, girl. Here you are. And that's their play space out back. Okay? They also have out front too, and I'll show you all that. But that's regulated and only supervised, so they don't get to go out there unless I'm out there with them. But they love the front of the neighborhood because they can chase all the little animals that come around my front yard. And that's what Bud's doing right now. He's checking them. And he's got my little Brutus doing it too. So those are just some tips. And the last tip I want to tell you guys, and I gotta hurry this up because my battery's actually dying. But the last tip I have for you guys is when you go to leave your pet, you don't want to be like, oh, coochie, coochie, I'm going to be back, I miss you, oh, it'll be okay, and give him a nice good hug, and then send him there and be like, all right, I'm bye. That dog's like, oh, you just gave me love. You just sucked me in and then just threw me away. So that's not what you want to do. What you want to do before you leave, you know, turn on the TV, watch it for 2 minutes, get up, walk to your refrigerator, take you a drink, casually go over, get your car keys, walk to the door. When you look back and they give you that where you going look, like mine do, you tell them exactly how long you're going to be gone. I tell my dogs if I'm going right down the end of the street, it's going to be 5-10 minutes. I say, I'll be right back. I'll be right back, boys. Shut the door. I'm out. 5-10 minutes later, I come right back. Yeah, I told you I'd be right back. They know that. If I say I'll be back after work, they know it's going to be a long time. Dogs are smart. They're not going to realize 5 or 10 different things, but they'll realize 2 or 3 different times. So if I'll be back in just a minute, it's right then. I'll be back in a little while is a medium time, and I'll be back after work is a long time. Then they know to expect how long you're going to be gone. And leave them adequate food and water for that time that you're going to be gone. Alright everybody, I covered all those tips. I hope this helps. I'm sorry if I left anything out. I haven't done a YouTube video in a while, so I wanted to make a big one. I wanted to make a banger, and I hope this helps anybody out there who's considering a dog. And might I suggest Pitbulls. They're the most loving dogs you will ever own. They are nanny dogs. Google it. People paint out murderous dogs. They're really not. They're the most friendly ones. If you ask me, German Shepherds are pretty gruesome, but that's just me. And we've owned those in the past too. It's all about how you raise a dog. It's all about the time you spend with the dog. If you get a rescue dog, don't put them up with your children right away. Give them some time to acclimate to each other. Let them feel safe and comforted, and then the dog will show you nothing but unconditional love. Remember, the more love you show your dog, the more loyalty they give back to you in return. And this is Brett. Always making something out of nothing. Y'all have a good one. Peace.